Hello, my name's Alex, and the channel is The Beliefs Bazaar. Thank you for joining me. In this video, I'm going to talk about the most dangerous belief. And, yeah, the most dangerous belief that any one person can have is that they are correct in all their other beliefs. Now, that might sound kind of duh, but really though, that's not to say that you shouldn't not believe things. That's to say that you shouldn't believe things in a way you're not willing to revise your beliefs. Okay. So the example I'll give is, you should, if your mindset is that I am correct about everything, you should try considering that I am pretty fucking sure that I am correct about these things, but I'm willing to be wrong if I am presented compelling reasons to change my belief. Okay? Can you see the difference between one which is immovable, use my left hand, this side, which is an immovable belief that I am fucking correct, right? Nothing you say or do can change my mind. I am certain, right? To the other side, where you have a very strong conviction because of your experience, because of your knowledge, all these things, you can have a very strong conviction, but leave a little room for the possibility that you're incorrect. Because at least in this position, the possibly wrong position, because I feel pretty strongly about things personally. I'll use myself as the example. I have some very strong beliefs, but they're not so rigid that I'm unwilling to change them if presented with something compelling. I don't really have a good example ready to go. I probably should have come up with one beforehand instead of just winging it. But fill in your own thing, right? Let's say, I don't know. I guess the other thing I would say about this is consensus is important. We can all say that, this table over here, which you can't see that's off screen here, this table can support objects, and I can provide evidence for that by setting something on the table. You can do the same. You can set something on this table. We can both say we're confident this table can hold an object. Now, is that always true? This table is one of these little fold-up tables, kind of side table, right? I don't know if I sat on it that it could support me. So this table being able to support an object is not always true, but I'm confident that most things I place on that table, there might be an example outside of my usual experience that can dispute that this table can hold objects. So you need to leave the door open for that possibility, however remote. Right? Because then, you don't set yourself up for this tragedy of having your world so thoroughly shook if one of your concrete ideas turns out to be wrong. Again, I don't have a ready example for this. Maybe I'll make another video in which I have better examples. But, I don't know. I'm kind of just winging it. I'm new to the YouTube thing. So, there it is. It is important to be open to the possibility that you're wrong. I'm sure everyone can think of an example from when they're younger, when they were a child. I used to think, that the TV remote was magic. Okay. And that was before I was too young to understand infrared and radio frequencies and how that works, but to me, before that knowledge was present, it was magic. And so, at one point I would have said that TV remote is magical. And if I had stuck with that and been unwilling to take in new information, I would still tell you that remote is magical, even though you know that I'm wrong. Okay, so that's just a very off the top, picking something that I'm looking at on the table example of why you should leave yourself open for new information and revision of your beliefs.